A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and your guests.
Good evening.
So, first announcement in the business section is we are excited to announce that our installation ceremony will be held on 8th of July in the first floor conference room. The timings will be same 6:15 to 8:15 p.m. followed by the dinner, and we look forward for your presence. If you would like to bring guests with you, like your friends or family, you can gladly invite them, but make sure to inform me by Wednesday how many of them are coming, so that like we can make the arrangements for the dinner. And another announcement is that the youth leadership program final showcase is happening on 7th of July, the next Sunday, in the first floor conference room itself. 6th July, okay. 6th July is YLP Showcase and the installation is on 7th July. The YLP Showcase will also be happening on the first floor conference room itself. The timings will be 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Kindly inform, if anyone would want to come, kindly inform the YLP coordinators, Toastmaster Shuba and Toastmaster Apoorva, that you will be available on that day. That's all from the business session. The sergeant can take over.
Okay. Sir, Sunday is Moharram, 6th July. Will be office be open for YLP?
That you have to line up with whoever you are coordinating within the office. Moharram holiday, if it's on
Sunday staff will not be there.
Sunday, no?
Yes.
Sunday, it should be
Yeah.
alright.
You have to tell them take permission. संदीप से बात करते हैं.
Yes, Shiva has spoken to
Yeah,
Sandeep sir and
no problem.
Sandeep sir has
Yeah,
spoken.
that is
That will
whatever
make
you
us-
raise is a correct point, but
Actually, you
security
ideally-
will be there to open. But if you have already told ahead of taken permission, it should be possible. So it will be held in the conference hall.
Conference.
I have a question. The installation is on 7th Monday or
Yes.
8th Tuesday?
Installation is on 7th Monday. The YLP final showcase is on 6th Sunday. That's all from the business section. The sergeant can take over.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
I am an overthinker. I think about everything, whether it be passing an interview or a full stop that my friend puts at the end of a text message. But surprisingly, as I mentioned obvious, being an overthinker has caused me more problems than solved them. Last month I had a lab exam, and 2 days before this exam, I felt very ill. So this illness combined with my extreme unpreparedness was a gold mine for my overthinking mind, and thoughts like, will I pass this exam? What if I have to leave in the middle because I get sick? Or even, will I even finish studying? Was running through my mind until I reached college the day of my exam. Now I was already late for my exam, and I met my friends in the parking lot, and I didn't stop to talk long. Stop to talk for long with them because I was late. And as I was walking away, my friend calls out, "Shreya, you've forgotten to wear your uniform." Now I was 5 minutes away from starting the exam, and I started overthinking like mad. I started freaking out. I can't go home right now and wear my uniform and come back. What if they detain me? I cannot get detained for the 1 credit subject. All these thoughts were running through my mind. But luckily, and very luckily, one of my friends, wears the same shirt size as me. So I dragged her to my department washroom and I made her exchange shirts with me. And then I went and I wrote the exam, and the exam went well. The moral of the story is, if I hadn't spent so much time thinking about the small, unnecessary things, I wouldn't have forgotten to do something that I should have done, which was, wear my uniform. So, at the end of the day, don't let the small things, ruin an experience for you, or, take over so much that you forget to focus on the important things, whether it be an exam or, just life in general. And with that, I would like to introduce someone who I aspire to be like, because she overthinks less than me. That is something that I want to do. She is currently pursuing her MBA from Christ, and she is a lover of all things arts. She loves drawing, like mandala. She loves music, she loves dance. She also loves reading books and watching sunsets. So with a huge round of applause, please help me in welcoming our President, Toastmaster Pavani.
Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
So I can see a couple of guests in the room today. So I would like you to introduce about yourself in 1 or 2 lines and let us know how you got to know about our club. We can start off with you.
Some of you already know. Good evening, everybody. Some of people already know. My name is Samir. I'm working in YLP. It's an development distributor company. So that's it.
Thank you and welcome to our club. Yes, sir.
Hi all, I am Rachana. I come from Bangalore Toastmasters Club, and this club happens to have a warm place in my heart, and it's close to my house, so I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Happy evening, fellow Toastmasters. This is Rahul. He's a recently made member.
He's already a member.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Avishwar. This is my second session actually. I'm doing BCom at SJCC.
Thank you and welcome to our club. Now I would like to request our secretary to read out the minutes of meeting of previous meeting, Toastmaster Shreya.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Here are the minutes of meeting number 1322 held on the 23rd of June 2025. The theme was North Star and the word of the week was laconic. The business session started at 6:22 p.m. and it was chaired by Acting President Toastmasters Sindhushree. In the business session, the following point was addressed. Vice President of Education Toastmasters Sindhushree announced that for the next meeting, 3 speech slots and the table topic master role were booked. All of the roles were open and interested members were requested to contact him. The regular meeting started at 6:25 p.m. The acting sergeant at arms, Toastmaster Jyothi, started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and handed over the charge to Acting President Toastmaster Sindhushree. Acting President Toastmaster Sindhushree opened the meeting, spoke on the theme, and introduced the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Madhusudan. Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Madhusudan spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers for the day. Timer Toastmaster Sindhushree, R counter DTM Udanka, PP evaluated DTM MU Butt and Grammarian Toastmaster Sakshi. The prepared speech session had 2 speakers, Toastmaster Giridas, who was evaluated by Toastmaster Shuba, and Toastmaster Sakit, evaluated by Toastmaster Raja. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Latha and it had 11 speakers in total. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Sai Snehal. The winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker Toastmaster Sakit, Best Evaluator Toastmaster Raja, Best Table Topic Speaker DTM Amibut, DTM K Prabhakara and Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa, Best Role Taker TAPG Toastmaster Sakshi and Best Role Taker MTG Toastmaster Madhusudan. The acting president closed the meeting at 8:40 p.m. followed by the national anthem. Thank you and back to our president.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya. Are there any amendments for the minutes of meeting? If not, I shall consider it as accepted and open meeting number 1323. Some days it takes only one small thing to change your day or to ruin your day. A bad coffee in the morning or a delayed auto or a cab. And when you even forget something very important document or your office ID card. We are so frustrated when this happens and convinced that our entire day is gone for a toss. We have all been there, right? How many of you agree with that? Right. Worrying over things that in hindsight might not deserve even a minute for us to stress over in that matter. So don't sweat the small stuff. Easier said than done. Because when you're in that situation, at that moment, every small thing feels like a major crisis. And that's when you should start seeing life in a different way. Maybe like a snakes and ladders game. Sometimes you climb with ease, and sometimes with one wrong move, you come all over to the start. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
So there was this one person, let's just call him player A. And he was someone who faced n number of snakes in his life, but he kept rolling the dice. And in the end, he did climb farther than what he expected or farther than what anyone expected in his life. This player A loved stories. He loved writing stories. While most of the kids in his age were behind arguing who was their favorite superhero, this person was busy writing horror stories. At just 13, he was writing spooky stories, copying them by hand, and selling it to his friends in school. So that was his first ladder, the first business that he did. But his first short story was rejected. The second was rejected again. And it went on like this for several number of times. An anaconda of rejection coiled around every attempt he made. So what did he do? He just hammered every rejection letter that he got in the board above his desk. So until the nail broke down from the weight. So did he panic? No, he didn't. He replaced it with a steel spike so that it could handle all the rejection letters. So now that's not sweating the small stuff. That's turning into a decor. He kept writing, Years later, he wrote a story about a girl who was born with telekinetic powers. He didn't like that story, so he crumpled the papers, threw it in the trash bin, and one day his wife just pulled out the papers and read it, and then she said, "This is actually good, give it a try." That story became Carrie, the first novel he ever published. And just like that, a ladder appeared, one that shot him straight to the top. It became his bestseller novels, and he became a sensation. Not just because he faced snakes, but because he did not let them ruin his career. He did not sweat the small stuff, he kept rolling the dice. Today, player A, who is better known to the world as Stephen King, has written over 65 novels and sold over 350 million copies and kept generations and generations sleeping with the lights on because of his horror stories. Stephen King's story is not just remarkable because everything went right in his life according to what he planned, but it became remarkable because he kept on going, and even when things kept on going wrong. The rejections, the self-doubt, and the drafts he threw away, they were all the small parts of a much bigger journey in his life. He did not let those moments to ruin the whole picture. So that's what we often forget. The small stuff will always be there. A rude comment, unexpected delay in the auto or cab, and we don't have to let them control us or ruin our whole mindset for the day. So life will always have its snakes. You will slip, you will fall down, and you will feel stuck, but it doesn't mean that you have to start all over again. You're just passing through just one square in that game. Remember, it's not just that one square on a long board. Remember that it's just one square on the long board. Just roll the dice and keep moving forward. Now, to take the meeting forward, we have a very enthusiastic Toastmaster with us. She loves traveling and playing guitar. She enjoys baking, finds joy while doing her mandala art, and someone who has interest in reading books as well, which connects perfectly to the theme. She has chosen that from a book itself. And please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Sakshi, our MC for the day, with a huge round of applause.
you, Toastmaster Pavani, for the warm introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and cherished guests.
Good evening.
Welcome you all to the meeting. And our theme for today, don't sweat the small stuff. Our theme for today sounds simple, almost too simple. Don't sweat the small stuff. But let's be honest, how many of us do sweat the small stuff? That awkward pause in a conversation, a typo in a work email, or a train ticket booked for the wrong day. Let me take you back to a moment, small in scale, but massive in its emotional weight. I was on a trip with my in-laws family, the kind of trip where everything needs to be just right. We were traveling from Jaipur to Kota and we had a train at 12:05 a.m. Everyone was packed, ready, seated, waiting for the train to arrive. And then I glanced at the train ticket. Just a quick check. And my heart stopped. The date. I booked the train ticket for a day before. I stared at the screen. My throat went dry. How could I mess this up? What will they think about me? This is a disaster. In that moment, I wasn't just worrying about the travel plan. I was questioning myself, my reliability, my capability, and even my worth. Just then, from the crowd, a familiar face, an old friend of mine, appeared. He came over, seeing my face, asked, "What happened?" I poured it all out. Embarrassed, panicked, and nearly in tears. He listened calmly, then smiled and said gently, "Don't worry, Sakshi." And just then, those words. He spoke to the TT, reorganized our luggage, handed it out quietly, calmly, with zero drama. And in that moment, I realized something important. It wasn't the mistake that hurt. It was the storm I created around it. That is the heart of today's theme, don't sweat the small stuff. Mistakes are inevitable, but the suffering we pile on top, that's often optional. Sagacity, true wisdom, is knowing when to breathe and let go. Here in Toastmasters too, we make small stumble. We forget lines, we stammer, we use too many filler words. But each of those small moments is a step forward towards confidence, clarity, and character. Over 100 years ago, Ralph C. Smedley founded Toastmasters with a simple vision to help people speak better, lead better, and live better. And today, we are part of a global family to over 270,000 members across 150 plus countries. A typical Toastmasters meeting has 3 sections. First is prepared speech session, where members present speeches they have been working on through their pathways. Second section is table topic section, where we learn the spontaneity, that is impromptu speaking section. And the third section is general evaluation session, where we reflect and learn through feedback. Before we dive in, let's introduce the incredible team helping this meeting run smoothly. Let's start with our timer. Please welcome DTM K Prabhakara sir.
Time is essence in the sense that it, in this case, should meet the excellence, one of the fundamental values of Toastmasters, that is excellence. So we start on time and end on time, that is also a sign of excellence. Speeches today are two. One is both are of 7 minutes, and the first of the flags will be green, that will be at the end of 5 minutes. Second, yellow at the end of 6 minutes. Third one will be at the end of 7th minute. The table topic is allotted time is 2 minutes. First will be green and it will be at 1 minute, yellow at the end of 1.5, red at the end of 2 minutes. And that's about it basically. Let's see what happens at the end of it, how excellently we really carry out the meeting itself. Over to Evaluator. Sorry, Toastmasters. It's been a very long time I'm taking this role, very, very long time. So,
Thank you, DTM AKP sir.
she surprised me with that.
Next we have our counter. Please welcome Toastmaster Sachin.
Good evening everyone. So I'll be the counter for today. So sometimes when we start speaking, we don't get the sound that we want. So we just end up using filler words. So I'll be observing all the filler words such as and also the repeated words. I'll give my report at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. Let's meet our PT Evaluator, Toastmaster Jyothi.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. As the parliamentary procedure evaluator and to help our members and speakers not to sweat for small stuff, I urge each one of you to avoid speaking about sex, religion and politics as it might hurt someone's sentiment. Please avoid crosstalk and enter and exit only during applause. If you have not kept your cell phone on silence, you may do so now, so as not to avoid the speaker or the listeners. And I shall give my report during the general evaluation. And then I'm back to the Toastmaster again.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi. And finally, our grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Rachana.
Good evening, everyone. As grammarian, there are a couple of privileges that you get. One amongst them is that I'm not in the firing range of the table topics master. Another one is, of course, the chance to learn from and highlight innovative usages of the English language. So today, as grammarian, I will note down good usages of words, phrases, quotes. I'll also note down points of improvement. I'm going to read out the word of the week, which is sagacious. Here's a sentence using that. The sagacious grammarian applied the word of the day in a practical and wise sentence.
Thank you, sagacious grammarian, for your introduction. Right. With our amazing support team in place, let's begin the first segment of the meeting, the prepared speech section. We have two exciting speeches today. To set the contest for the first one, I invite Toastmaster Sai to read the project statement.
Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, the speaker is attending a level 2 project 1 from the path Persuasive Influence. The speech is about understanding your leadership style. The purpose statement of this project is for the member to identify their primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of their primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. All the best to the speaker. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. Now, let me introduce the first speaker. He is an engineer by profession with experience in business development and partnership. Outside of work, he is a history buff who enjoys running, weight training, reading manga, and exploring the fascinating world of sociology. Recently, he's been actively taking on MTG roles at Toastmasters and enjoying them thoroughly. Today, he's presenting Level 2 Project 1 speech from his pathway with a speech titled Leading from the Middle. Leading from the Middle, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Madhusudan.
They say leaders are born. If that's true, I must have missed that delivery room. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests.
Good evening.
If you ask me, Madhu, are you a leader? I'd probably say, nope, not at all. I see myself as more of an individual contributor. I like doing things my own way. And also, I've never held formal leadership positions or led a team before, except for this 1 year in school where I was captain of the Blue House, but it was just captain in name only. And as I said, I like doing things by myself, and I like taking accountability of the things that I do. But when it comes to leadership, it's not my forte. It's not something I probably associate myself with. And that's how it was, until this project came about. So I had to take this leadership style questionnaire. And so I promptly attempted it, thinking, okay, let's see what random leadership I might get. And to my surprise, I got the leadership style of being democratic. Democratic. As an inclusive, people-focused leadership. LOL, that does not sound like me at all. This is what I thought. Or did it? At first, I dismissed it. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense actually. Now, I'm devil at teams, but whenever I'm in a group setting, I value listening to everyone's opinion. And I hate it when someone hijacks a conversation or they shut down someone else. And this is what I thought. Whenever I'm in such a setting, I always think about, okay, what do you have to say? And I take decisions in that manner. Now, when it came to this aspect, I was like, okay, so I'm a democratic leader. Let's see, do I have this, were the signs always there for me in being a democratic leader? Who knows? But I started thinking about it and I reflected on the kind of leaders that I like and I like to learn from. And the first name that came to my mind was Gandhi. Now, I've read about Gandhi in all my school books, but my first real introduction to the man came in the form of a movie. I'm a cinephile at the end of the day. So I saw this movie from 1982 called Gandhi by Richard Attenborough. And I have to tell you, it's one of my favorites. I know the dialogues by heart. So I saw this movie and I got to know about the life that Gandhi lived and his principles. And this intrigued me and this led me to learn more about him. And I have to tell you, what a thinker and what a leader. Gandhi exhibited a democratic and altruistic style of leadership. He never led by force, but rather, he led by listening. He built trust with people and he inspired people to act with him. That kind of quiet leadership, but which is so loud and thunderous. And in a world which seeks control, his kind of leadership shows that true influence comes from selflessness, service, empathy, and consistency. And this calm influence always stood out to me. Now, the next leader that I like, his name is Sir Alex Ferguson. And for those of you in the unknown, He is the ex-manager of my favorite football club, Manchester United. And he led us for 27 years, right from when we were languishing to our glory days. One of my idols. Now, Sir Alex had an authoritative and coaching style of leadership. He led teams where everyone knew the players, they knew their values and their roles. And he also led them to express themselves while still keeping that high standard. He was always about constant reinvention, and he also made people to believe in themselves. He knew when to push and when to protect them. And he was able to recognize potential all before the world ever did. And he had a proper balance of control and freedom. And it kind of reminds me of the kind of environment that I'd like to create if I were to ever lead a team. Going to the next leader that I like. His name is Roy Keane. He is arguably the greatest captain in Manchester United's history. Sir Alex Ferguson's voice on the pitch. However, he was his own man. He wasn't a carbon copy of Sir Alex. Roy Keane exhibited a pace-setting and bureaucratic style of leadership. He was never the one to lead with fancy speeches, but rather he would come and he would demand the best from himself and from the team. And that kind of leadership seems too direct, too no nonsense rather, but I still feel it's rooted in integrity and commitment, and that's what I like. And talking about the last leader that I admire, it is a bit unconventional, and this person is fully fictional, and his name is Monkey D. Luffy. He is the protagonist and the pirate crew captain from this comic called The One Piece. He exhibits a democratic, affiliative, and innovative kind of leadership. He's loud and carefree, but deep down, he believes in his team to do the best of their abilities. He creates an environment where everybody can shine, and he has that faith in them. And they return the faith in him because his team is able to go through anything just for him because he has that faith in them too. So these are the kind of leaders that I like and I want to learn from. And I won't pretend that I'm there just yet. I still prefer working solo, and I understand that it takes a lot to get people together, to build a consensus, and to lead, probably even without a badge or a title. So at the end of the day, I feel like leading is maybe less about talking, but more about listening. It's about creating the space where people can come together and contribute together. And also I feel leading is about not finding the answers or having the answers by yourself, but rather finding the answer together as a group, where everyone's voice is heard. And I feel like I've already been leading in a way. Probably not from the front, but rather leading from the middle. Toastmasters has helped me take small steps in that direction, right from hosting a meeting to taking ownership of a role or even encouraging someone else to speak up. I feel like these small moments have helped me realize that I don't have to have the tag of being a leader. I can do it by myself, in my own. And even just now, I feel like giving this speech here to all of you, to my fellow Toastmasters, I feel like I'm creating some value because I'm sharing the leadership styles that I've encountered, and I feel like taking this back, you could all grow in your own space. So I feel like leadership is a long journey, and I feel I'm at the right place delivering this speech right now to all of you as a start to that journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhu, for sharing your thoughts on leadership. Before we hear our next speaker, I invite Toastmaster Latha to share the project objectives.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, and my particular good evening to Toastmaster Sindhushree. The purpose statement. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or the leadership styles or discuss leadership styles in general. Notes for the evaluator, that's me. During the completion of this project, the member responded to a questionnaire to help identify his or her primary leadership style. About this speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech about some aspect of leadership styles. The member may choose to speak about his or her own leadership style or leadership styles in general and their impacts. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The speech should not be part of the report on the content of the Understanding Your Leadership Style project. Thank you and all the best to Sindhushree.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha. Our second speaker is someone who brings a wonderful blend of education, creativity, and curiosity to everything she does. She holds a degree in electrical and communication engineering, an MBA in marketing and HR, and currently works as a marketing associate. Outside of work, she enjoys binge watching shows within a club. She is known for her fluent communication, positive energy, and touches the sagacity in every role she takes. Today, she is presenting her Level 2 Project 1 from her Pathway Journey with a powerful title, When the Sky Darkens, Some Looks for Shelter, Others Become It. When the sky darkens, some look for shelter, other becomes it. Please welcome Toastmaster Sindhushree.
It's easy to hold the sea. It's easy to hold the helm when the sea is calm, said by Publius Cyrus. But what do you do when the sea turns stormy? When the mistake travels faster than an apology? When the message of respect turns into a national embarrassment overnight? Now imagine a clear sky and watch it turn dark. Not with clouds, but with panic. That's exactly what happened in June 2021 for Amul. Amul released a message of heartfelt tribute to India's flying Sikh, Milkha Singh. But within hours, they realized that they had made a huge mistake. The social media erupted, that the brand was in trouble, and everybody was talking bad. Milkha Singh was alive. It was his wife who had passed away. One team was responsible for this big blunder. What do you do in this particular situation? Now imagine you're all part of Amul's marketing team. Each one of you bring different strengths to your table. Each one of you have a different way of handling your storm. Let me introduce you to Ritika. She is a bureaucratic leader. She says, stop everything now. No more communication until legal clears every single word. She is calm, she is structured, she plays by the book. And she loves her strength. Her biggest strength is the process. Let me introduce you to another leader, Aditya. He is an authoritative leader. We made a mistake. But let's have a revised plan and we'll work on this. He is confident. He is calm even under the pressure. He brings stability to his team through his confidence. Next, we have a third leader among the team. That is Priya. She is an innovative leader. She says, let's pivot the message. What if we honor the Milkha Singh's wife and focus on her resilience? The team is inspired by her. She is creative even under the pressure. She brings strength to the team through her creative ideas. And then next, we have Raj. Raj is a pace-setting leader. He's a fast thinker, he's a fast doer, and he says to his team, Let the new design roll out in 10 minutes and a new copy in 10 minutes. Let's fix everything now and just snap. His team is somebody who struggles to keep up with him because of not a clarity of instructions. And then we have Anita. She's a democratic leader. She says, let's hear everyone out. What do you think we should do in this current situation? She might be a little slow. She believes her biggest strength is inclusion. Even though the process is slow, the solution belongs to everyone in the team. And next, we have another leader among the team. That is Karan. He is an affiliative leader. He leads by the heart. He is empathic towards his team. He supports his team and he tells his team, it's okay. We made a mistake. But are you all okay? People take him for granted. His team thinks he is not dedicated for his tasks. He manages not just tasks but the people. And then next we have somebody among the team called as Neha. She says, Rachana, you wrote the copy right, but this time let's rewrite it and I'll guide you this time. She uses the crisis as a learning opportunity. She guides her team. Even in this really chaotic moment, she tells, I'll hold your hands and teach you. She empowers them with the knowledge. And the next leader we have, the last kind, is Samir, the altruistic leader. He leads with the heart and he says, forget the headlines, guys. Let's focus on what the Milka Singh's family would want to hear from us. He brings support to his team. He's resilient. He always works because of the purpose he holds dear to his heart. One direct, one team, one problem, 8 different reactions, multiple strengths, multiple flaws, and in each their own way become shelter to different kinds of situations. And then I looked around myself and I thought to myself, I have interacted with each one of these leaders and worked with them. My father, by nature and profession, is a bureaucratic leader. Disciplined, organized, well-structured, holds rules dear to his heart. My first corporate job, my very first manager, the pay-setting manager, fast thinker, fast doer, loved people, was efficient and work fastly with him. But often, the team struggled to keep up because there was no clarity of instructions. And my third manager, who loved teaching and guiding and empowering with the knowledge. Even when the communication was wrong in my marketing email, she said, let's make sure the next time you don't repeat this and let's see what and how we can fix this. Today, I work with my manager who is the authoritative kind. He loves planning. He brings clarity into the structure. He multiputes and he breaks down the complex tasks into simple tasks. And he knows what is expecting out of his team members. That is called authoritative leader. But let's keep all of them aside and what about me? I believe I do not fit into one box. I am empathetic like Karan. I am educational like Neha. I love working with a plan like Aditya. So I call my style as the harmonizing leader. Somebody who loves in the balance and loves working the balance of clarity, support and then empathy. Some bring hope to the team, some fasten the process, some bring clarity of instructions. But through it all, every one of us bring different strength to the table and each one of us try to become shelters to different people. And after all this, what I have learned today is, when the sky turns dark, some look for shelter and others become it. So the question is not what's your leadership style, but it is who you are when the storm hits. Thank you and back to you, Sakshi.
Thank you, Toastmasters Sindhushree, for that powerful and moving reflection. And now, on to the most thrilling and exciting part of the meeting, the table topic section. This session is led by someone who wears many hats: a fitness enthusiast, a mother, and a true foodie. She has a special fondness for Crispello chocolates and an uncanny knack for picking just the right topic to keep us on our toes. Please welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Apoorva.
Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. For the benefit of the guest, let me first explain what is table topic session. It is that segment of our meeting where the speakers are chosen at random on the spot and are given topics to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Today's table topic session takes its inspiration from the world of hashtags, filters, and carefully curated captions. Yes, I'm speaking about Instagram cringe. We have constantly posted or seen those catchy one-liners on Instagram. Today, it's time to turn those catchy one-liners into real, relatable stories. Let's get started. The first topic is, I am not lucky, I am just a vibe. I am not lucky, I am just a vibe. What's that one moment in life where you truly felt like the main character? What's that one moment in life where you truly felt like a main character? And this goes to Toastmaster Chetan.
After my 10th standard, I was put into ACE coaching center to study for JEE. Back then, it seemed like one of those things that, I had to give the JEE, so I had to study for it. A few weeks went by and the syllabus jump from 10 to 11 is absolutely massive. Like, I could feel the lag, I could feel that I was really not keeping up with what's going on. So I really had to work. So that's when I understood that I had to step up the game. I now had to be the main character of my story. Otherwise, hey, this path is not for me and I'm wasting everyone's time. So for the first time in my life, I started enjoying my studies. All of physics, chemistry and math, all three. So I would get up in the morning, go to school, and our school would end somewhere at 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, you never know. Come back home and then study for 3.5 hours each and every day. I did that for 2 years, and that's how I was able to clear AIEEE back in the day. I did well in JEE too, but that's for another day. So those 2 years really cemented for me what I could achieve if I dedicate my true time and effort into doing anything. So I need two things for that. First, I need the interest to be able to do something, to want to achieve something. And second, then when the drive comes from inside, I can really go for it. And with a good peer company, I had an amazing set of friends at Comerans, where we would all sit and work on sums together over the phone. Instead of calling and gossiping or whatever, we would call and work out physics problems together or math problems together. And that was a time that I guess I'll never get back again. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan. The next topic is catching flights, not feelings. Catching flights, not feelings. Share a travel story that changed your perspective on life. Share a travel story that changed your perspective on life. This topic goes to Toastmaster Deepa.
Good evening, everybody, and this is my first, speech. What I would say, and can I hear one more time?
Share a travel story that changed your perspective on life.
Okay, great. So I want to talk about my first international trip, which I have done it on, I think, 2016. That was my first international trip. I mean, that trip probably entire life perspective I have changed. I mean, the way I think. So I probably the kind of culture, the kind of different religions, different languages. I mean, probably start with even the small thing, the cleanliness of the roads of Dubai. Dubai was my first trip, and that entirely changed my perspective, how I look as I travel, and that's when I started my traveling every yearly. And now at least I do every 2 international trips every year, and I keep changing my perspectives, how I look about travel. Thank you.
you, Toastmaster Deepa. The next topic is living my best life. Living my best life. What does your best life really look like? What does your best life really look like? And this topic goes to Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. What is your best life? Every day is a best life for me. Why do you think yesterday was a bad day and tomorrow will be the every day? We enjoy the present moment is the one. Enjoy the present moment is the best life what you can have in your life. Say, some people may have, sir, don't you have any problem? Problems are there. Tell me who is sitting here doesn't have a problem. So if you think it is a problem, it is a problem. So problems generated over a time cannot be solved at the same level of thinking. When the problem comes, you have to think in a different way. That is the best way of life. You have failed. What is the worry? Keep on worrying. Prepare for yourself and again join for the exam. You have quarreled with your wife. What are the two possible ways? Either live with her or divorce her. Very simple. Why you worry? I can't understand. I never worry about this or this. When a person has died, what you can do? Accept it. When the sea water is salt, what you can do? Accept it. Or solve it. Find a solution. Yesterday my friend was suffering. What shall I do? My daughter has after marriage has come back. She doesn't like her. She doesn't like her husband. What you can do? Madam, take your own time. Think. Well, she said she gave a ring. Sir, he is coming and he is taking me. When he comes, talk smilingly. Give him a cup of coffee. When he comes, don't fight. Start fighting. Take him to the room and tell him what way he wants to live the life. What way he wants to. Every problem can be solved. According to me, I have an experience of about 70 years. Every problem can be solved. Tell me, my dear friend, which problem cannot be solved? It can be solved. What is required is your endurance, your desire, your direction, and commitment. Thank you.
That's a positive outlook to look at. Thank you, Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa. The next topic is messy bun and getting stuff done. Messy bun and getting stuff done. How do you balance chaos and productivity? How do you balance chaos and productivity? This topic goes to Toastmaster Jyothi.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Productivity in chaos. That's what we all are doing here. Coming to Toastmasters, each of us are creating our own chaos about what to talk, how to talk, what the other person is thinking, how will that person see me, I did not do this, I should have said that. Was I good? End of the day, what happens? We go home, at least on Mondays when I go home, for nearly an hour, my head is reeling with so many questions. And then I'm not sure whether I have learned anything from what I heard in Toastmasters meeting. And then just a couple of weeks back, I visited for some elite jewelry show. And I just went because I had got an invite. I had no clue how it would be, and the moment I entered, for me it was like a 5-star hotel, and the people people who were in this sales and marketing, they came and they spoke to me as if they knew me for hundreds of years. And believe me, I also spoke to them like I know them hundreds of years. And then I was asking them questions about e-jewelry, how they had done, what was the history of that particular piece, and she spoke and I asked. And I mean, it was, for me, it was like, how did I end up talking so wonderfully with these people where I have no clue, like each jewelry costed, the starting price was from 5 lakh to 25 lakh. Believe me, my entire life, I put in the amount, I would not have had that much of amount. But then I wore all the jewelries, admired myself and admired that lady. And this came from the chaos that comes in my head every Monday, and the productivities was there on one fine day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi. The next topic is no filter, just vibes. No filter, just vibes. Do you believe social media reflects real life? Why not? Do you believe social media reflects real life? Why or why not? This topic goes to Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you, Apoorva, for such a wonderful topic. Do you believe social media reflects our own life? For me, it is no, and that's true. What I follow after watching one episode called documentary called Social Dilemma on Netflix. It is documented by executives in Flipkart, Google, and other social media agencies who are working in that top position, how they are monitoring us and how it is doing. Just to give you an example, you purchase a product on iPhone and you look for that same product on Android, you'll find a rate difference. You talk about travel that you want to go to Mumbai, and morning onwards on your Google feed you'll see all Mumbai things. So there are two things what I do to protect myself from this. One thing, I don't post anything of my personal thing on social media. Only business life is on social media, and I want to keep my personal life as private. To people whom I meet in person, I would like to share with them and enjoy with them. Second thing, when it comes to social media, be sure what you are posting and what you are not. So whatever you are posting, everything is documented there. This I would like to end. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. The next topic is, I woke up like this. I woke up like this. Describe a funny, not so perfect moment in your daily routine. Describe a funny, not so perfect moment in your daily routine. And this goes to Toastmaster Sachin. Describe a funny, not so perfect routine in your daily routine in your life. Not so perfect moment in your
Okay, this was one incident which happened. I think it was in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. I was 15 years at that time. So I was in 9th grade. So I used to play football every week. So, and that was also one particular day. So as soon as I finished after coming from school, I used to just go home and I used to just relax. So this was also, I thought it was a typical day, just another day. So then I go back, and I don't know why my entire room was dark. I didn't know why, it was actually locked. So then I asked my parents, what is this all about? And even I didn't know at that time. So I entered the room, and actually 2 of my friends were already there in the dark room. I got so scared that day. Like they literally scared me after switching on the lights. So this was one of the funniest moments that I can remember. And even now I've not forgiven them for that. Actually there were 2 friends. One I still keep in touch, but the other, he is now in Russia. and he's working there. So yeah, this is one of the funniest ones. Back to
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. The next topic is sun-kissed and blessed. Sun-kissed and blessed. What's a simple thing in life that makes you feel grateful for? What's a simple thing in life that makes you feel grateful for? And this topic goes to Toastmaster Malegiri Das.
what's simple?
The thing is that you are grateful for in life.
We are grateful for many of the surprises that life gives to us. I think previously Madam was telling, so an organized chaos is what makes life interesting. So the other day, I think 20 years back, I was made to wake up in a hurry. I pretended to sleep because my sister was missing her bus. She missed her bus and she had a semester exams. So she was shaking me to the core for me to get up. So I blasted her, told her, "You're not organized, you're not so much of chaos. You should catch the bus early. You know when is the examinations. You cannot do this when you are in a professional life." I blasted her because I had to give it to her sometimes because she was always on top of her. So then, my father cajoled me and told me, no, it's okay. First time you go and get her to college. So we went to the college and throughout I was telling her how to behave and all that stuff, enjoying what I wanted to do. And then we were just at the entrance of the college. I dropped her and then one of my classmates came and she told, "Hi, hello," and then I told her, she told me, "Where are you going?" I told her, "I'm going back to my house." "Why are you going? Next to 10 minutes we have internals. Why are you going?" So I even forgot that internals are, you may be knowing, the exams that are conducted at the regular intervals, not the final ones. These are small intervals exams that are conducted which carry the marks. So she told, "Where are you going?" "The next 10 minutes we have another internal exam and then we're going home." Then I slowly grabbed a pen from her, went to the examination hall and wrote it, and then didn't meet her sister, by the way. So these are very interesting, chaotic things that life gives to us, and we need to enjoy these things. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster Malegiri Das. The next topic is self-love is the best love. Self-love is the best love. How do you practice self-love in the age of comparison? How do you practice self-love in the age of comparison? This topic goes to Toastmaster Rachana.
Good evening, everyone. What's this topic?
Self-love.
Self-love is the best.
How do you practice self-love in the age of comparison?
Okay. How do you practice self-love in the age of comparison? The first thing I try to do is not look at other people's social media. I think looking at social media is the best way to bring yourself down. And honestly, just only following the accounts of dogs, cats, farm animals is the best way to have a healthy social media experience and have a healthy self-esteem as well. So I think that's one way I try. Self-love is also just being kind to myself when you make mistakes. And as someone said before me, mistakes are inevitable, but suffering, as Toastmaster Sakshi said, suffering is optional. And all of that suffering that we heap on ourselves is completely, always optional, and not always useful. So, and that's my cue. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rachana. The next topic is New Day, New Slave. New Day, New Slave. Share a moment when you absolutely nailed something and felt proud. Share a moment when you absolutely nailed something and felt proud. This topic goes to DTM K Prabhakara.
Everybody's asking.
New day, new slate. When
New day?
new slate, that is the caption.
New day, what next one?
New slate.
New slate.
Share a moment when you absolutely made something and felt proud. Share a moment when you absolutely made something and felt proud.
But I'm Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Somebody from the IMB president who took over last term, she asked me that I should give sort of education talk in their club. I'd given all sorts of kind of education session there, and over the years, it's not one day kind of thing. And only thing that I had not done was table talking. And I didn't want to commit, but I said I will do my best something. And she kept calling me, saying that, sir, before the event, my term closes, please, can you give one education talk? But my focus was on how to crack this table topic as a code. Where is it? Can we make it systematic? Is there a way to learn at all? Is it so random? She can ask one question, she can ask, anything can happen here. But still, can you come out with some sort of a response which is respectable enough? Or you can draw some kind of a laughter? Can you make sense out of it? It's something that bothered me for a long time. So one fine day, I was writing different kinds of approaches. One fine day, it occurred to me I have a lot of newspaper cuttings. I flipped through. And then I have a lot of joke collection. And then I flipped through. Still, it didn't make sense how to go about doing it. That's when suddenly it hit upon me. I can draw some information from the joke and then convert it into a topic. And how many topics out of that joke I can convert into, like how many topics I can draw out of that joke and make topic out of that, and thereby it can be used. It's a reverse engineering. And that once it occurred to me, I really focused on, maybe I got up 70 odd jokes, I rehashed it, and then I conducted day before yesterday, and it was very well received. It's for my satisfaction. That idea, that moment it occurred to me, it's something brought me a lot of satisfaction, and the kind of feedback I received day before yesterday, it made my day. And it's one of the finest days in my life. Over to table topic now.
Thank you, DTM K Prabhakara. The next topic is just winged it, life, eyeliner and everything. Just winged it, life, eyeliner and everything. When did spontaneity lead you to something unexpected? When did spontaneity lead you to something unexpected? This topic goes to Toastmaster Shuba.
Fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Nothing, no story is coming to mind, but I will just tell another story. Back in the day when I was in college, in degree, those were the days when there was not much of Uber, Ola or Namayatri. It was more spontaneous, where we just went out on the street and called an auto. This was one time where I stepped out and I was getting late to college as well. And usually I knew that all the standing autos are the ones that will reject you, but the moving ones accept you. But I had no choice, so I approached sitting auto and I told him Dairy Circle, Christ, and he said, okay, come. So then through the traffic we reached college. Then came pre-UPI cash payments, and I gave him, I think it was 50 or something at that time, and I didn't have change.
and the signal had already left. It was chaos. I had to get out of the vehicle. So he told me, take this mobile number and call me. I'll give you the change later. I believed him and I took the number, and then I went to college that day. That evening, I remembered I need that change back. So I called that number. Number channel. This guy was a scammer, I knew it. But okay, it was not $10, it was like $50. So I felt very disappointed. And then life moved on, and I went to college, whatever. And 1 month later, I come out on the street to go to college again, and there I see the same auto driver sitting in the same spot. This time I was not going to let him go. I just went straight up to him, and for a quiet person like me, I was so enraged. I approached him and I told him point blank, you owed me $50 that day, no? Give me back the change. And to my surprise, he obliged. He said, okay, fine, how much was it? And he actually gave me the change back. So I guess what goes around comes around.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shuba. The next topic is Mondays are for fresh starts and coffee. Mondays are for fresh starts and coffee. How do you reset when things aren't going your way? How do you reset when things aren't going your way? This topic goes to Toastmaster Prakriti.
Everyone's aware that right now there's the Jagan Yatra that's going on, and the reason why the god takes a break before going on this yatra is because the god is taking rest. So when the divine can take some time out to rest, to relax, to rejuvenate, why can't we as mortal human beings do that? So when the tough gets going, the least you can do is just give yourself a pause. I work in the learning and development firm for one of the MEB organizations, and I'm at a stage in my career right now where I'm questioning every single decision of life. I don't know whether I should continue being here, or I don't know whether I should move forward. And in this entire space of question marks and what next, I have two options. Option one, jump away right now, be burnt out, irrespective of how you're feeling, and just go and grab onto the next opportunity coming your way. Or two, take that pause, step back, understand what you really want in life, and then jump onto the opportunity that comes your way. While it looks very glorifying to go and be in a space which looks enticing with a lot of money, good opportunities coming right your way, well, people, it's important to take that pause. Because like mentioned, when the divinity can do it, why can't we? So when the tough gets going, take a pause, take a break, and have your daily dose of motivation, especially on Mondays with Mekon. Thank you.
With that, we come to the end of this Instagram cringe inspired table topic session. I would like to hand over the charge to Toastmaster Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorva, for that engaging and spontaneous session. Now it's time to relax with some tea and snacks. We'll take 5 minutes short break. 10 minutes we can take. Oh. Although tonight's theme is don't sweat the small stuff, but let's be honest, some small stuff like samosas matter the most. Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, for arranging the refreshments. As we return, we now move to the third segment, that is general evaluation segment. The part where we pause, reflect, and grow through constructive feedback. Our general evaluator today is someone who is business analyst by profession, is someone who sees the world through both camera lens and a leader's lens. He is passionate traveler, foodie, and currently serves as a public relationship manager. Okay, he was a past public relations manager of District 121. He is also known for keeping his report in seconds, and he's also the youngest distinguished Toastmaster in India through Pathways. Please join me in warmly welcoming those distinguished Toastmaster, Mr. Udanka, to lead us with insightful and
Thank you for that warm introduction, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests.
Good evening.
Let's quickly get started with the final session for the final term. General evaluation for you one last time for this term. Business session started at 6:20 p.m. We were 5 minutes delayed in starting of the time. We were setting up the rules and slightly we can do it better from next term onwards. We started off with the announcement of the installation for the upcoming officers for next term, that is on July 1st, July 8th, then 7th. So it was followed by the dinner announcement that we know what happened last term, and we took up the precautionary arrangement saying that let's give a heads up to the committee so that they arrange what is needed. So good job on that. And you also had the next announcement, the YLP session is coming to an end. We have a final closing remarks this Sunday, the 6th July. One announcement I would like to make, one suggestion I have for the Madam President or anyone who is making an announcement in further is, when you're inviting someone for a special day or when you're asking them to block your calendar, it's always better to say the date and the day followed by, because just like how we had a confusion today, if you misspell the day or date, the other one will cope up with you, because we know Mecon meets on Monday no matter what. So date here and then can be managed because the day is confirmed for us. So that's a point you can remember on. Followed by we have the Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Shreya. Toastmaster Shreya, in her absence, you had a personal story in place, you had an introduction for the president in place that was really good. One thing you really wanted to work on is the energy you bring in. You had a same energy throughout, as the person who was starting the meeting first needs high energy for you, and the pace. You were just like how I'm going a full speed pace. Your pace was throughout the same and it was too high. So there were points where people like, what is she exactly trying to convey? There were points they were getting confused, so it's better you slow down your pace and increase your enthusiasm to start off with the meeting. Next up, we had President Toastmaster Pavani. Toastmaster Pavani, great introduction to the guests. The MOM was read properly. Every time you come behind the stage, you have a biography of some person whom we can get inspired with. We know that today is something what we can do. You live up to the presence in that aspect, but something I really want to point it out now because it's the final term today. The paper or the notes what you have been carrying throughout the term, that's something kind of distracts people, because every time you are about to make a statement and you look down, you lose the contact of the person, you lose the interest of the audience. And as a president, you have to make sure that the quality is high, which got on there. So that's something you had to work on. Nevertheless, you still have time in your personal life, you can go ahead and take it forward. But a good job on the biographies of person whom we really looked up to. With that, can we have a huge round of applause for the president? Next up, we have our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sakshi, which I'll be covering in a little later time. First session, we had the prepared speeches. Our first speaker was Toastmaster Madhusudan, evaluated by Toastmaster Sai Snehal. Can we have the evaluation, please?
General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and Toastmaster Madhusudan in particular. Leaders come in different forms. Some are silent influence, some are authoritative, and some are just natural leaders. His opening was something really interesting and quite catchy for me. He said leaders are born, and he definitely missed the room. it brought me a very different thought that leaders are not just born but sometimes they're made, and that is what he described in his speech today. What I really liked about his speech was you brought in different personalities from all over the world, Gandhi, Sir Alex Ferguson, and a lot of other characters, Roy Keane for example, which had different personalities across the world, and they've showcased their leadership qualities by ways that are extremely influential to a lot of people. What stood out for me in his speech was the way he connected to all of them, to his particular leadership style and what he could bring out with them. They're all leaders, but they were also at one point an individual contributor to who Madhusudan is today. That's something that was quite extraordinary for me, something that stood out for me extremely well. And also one thing that he specifically mentioned is when you take this particular project, you have a questionnaire which tells the type of leadership you are. He took a step back and he thought to himself, I'm not this kind of a leader. But then he brought it out and he introspected the type of leader he is, and finally he did say, I may have not been a leader, but I am still something work in progress. That's something I really loved, the way he brought it out. His thoughts and his articulation was on point today. But there are some things that you could work upon that will help you enhance your speech even better. This particular project, Understanding Your Leadership Style, is about you telling us the different aspects of your own life more than the personalities that you can find across the world. Something that you could help us understand was what are the different experiences in life that you have gone through, something we'll be able to resonate with. For example, what happened in your school captaincy that made you decide that you're not the leader, but you're someone who's an individual contributor. What is something that helps you understand that you're an individual contributor and not a leader? What are the different key points that would help us understand? So that's something you can probably work on and help us also understand, because this is about yours. As much as you brought in different personalities across the world, that was extremely well, but also connect them to the dots of what you are as a leader. I think that'll take it to the next level. I think to summarize, the most authentic speech on leadership I've ever heard. He's been honest, open, and also the way he's articulated his thoughts was fabulous. One thing I would like to say is you may have missed the room where the leaders are born, but you're definitely in the room where leaders are made. And you're a leader in the making. Thank you.
That was a great conclusion, Toastmasters Sai Snehal. Toastmasters Sai Snehal, you had a very good start of the sandwich method, how we use in our Mekon Club. You have the good points with an examples how we excelled and what are the points he actually excelled at by taking the tidbits from his speech, and you pointed it out. And while you were explaining him the places where he can improve on, the places you were suggesting, you gave them with examples you did. That was really good. And of course the conclusion was on place. To nitpick something where you can really improve on in your evaluation is something, but this word actually feels something what I've known is, you take a speaker to the next level, but when you use that word but, it slightly drops down there. There are other words where you can connect the dots, there are other sentences you can add in so that the speaker does not feel slow. So that's something you can work on. That's only advice, suggestion I have to you. Moving on with the next speaker, that's Toastmaster Sindhushree, evaluated by Toastmaster Latha. Toastmaster Latha, can I have evaluation please?
Good evening, my fellow Toastmaster and esteemed guests, and a very specific good evening to my Toastmaster Sindhushree. When the sky darkens, some look for shelter, others become it. When the sky darkens, some look for shelter, others become it. Now this is what a complete package of an effective public speaker looks like behind the lectern. Now why do I say that? I have the statements to support it. Now let's start with what was really good, what I found in her speech. Content. The content was the star of the speech. This was what all of us were looking at. The style of leadership. Everyone has a different definition of a leadership style, and it gets very confusing at times. But what Sindhushree did special was, she named each leadership style with a character, which was very easier for us to understand. Okay, this was kind of the manager what I went through. Oh, this is the manager whom I was groomed by. Oh, this is the kind of manager whom I don't want. So she named each of the leadership style, which was easy for all of us to connect with. She is an excellent speaker, no doubt. The moment she comes behind the lectern, she is the star speaker, and all of us agree to it. Structure, what we all usually look into the speeches: opening, main body, and the conclusion. She had a very interesting opening when she spoke about where the topic starts off. She just didn't start the topic or the speech directly. She gave us a little gist and then she started the topic. That was very interesting, where I could understand, okay, what I can expect in the next coming minutes. Body was good, wherein she gave us all the details about what is the leadership style, how did she learn, how they were, and how did she connect. She even spoke about her dad and the current managers, what she had, the previous managers of water, and she spoke a lot about it. The closure, what she gave, which made us understand that she had understood the whole project very well and she's well prepared and she's come over it. The stage presence. Now, I would say the stage presence was really good. When I was just observing her, looking at her, I could see that she's connecting well with all the audience. It's very important for you that when you are a speaker behind the lectern, that you connect with your audience. You just don't look at one side and ignore the other side so that you lose the interest of your audience. It's important that you maintain a healthy eye contact with your audience over. That was very well done by her. I would give her a 4.5 out of 5. Now, I would tell why I'm giving her a rating, because the things what she did was expected out of her, but she went 2-3 steps out beyond it. Because as a speaker, what I have observed her, I always expect something excellent or better than what she's done before. I always expect that from Sindhushree, and she has really done this time. Title, at the end when she was giving a closure, she connected the title very well with the content, and she made us realize that why this title was given to this particular speech, and I could relate it very well. She explained the content with examples, which was very easy to connect, and at the end, she helped us to understand that why this title to this particular speech. And at the same time, during her course of her speech, she made us understand that what is her leadership style. First, she explained us all the leadership styles, what she's gone through. And then she made us understand that what is her leadership style, how did she become like that, and what made her become like that. That was her journey of being a leader. That was very well explained. And improvements, I would tell just one improvement I have, what I could sense was, please use the stage completely. It's all yours, because you usually use the stage, but today was just one side. I don't know why, because you're a very good stage user. Please use it next time. And the one thing I would like to challenge you for is, please give more longer speeches, because we are waiting here for you to hear more from you, because there are a lot of knowledge what you bring there and a lot of things what we can learn. So next time I would request you to give more longer speeches, which allows you at the Toastmasters pathway. And all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha, for that evaluation. I mean, you followed the sandwich method where you start off with the good points, had the points where she can improve, and the challenges where she could take it up from the next level. Something I noticed that you were elaborating few action items, and you started repeating those words in two different ways. For the opening, you said how the opening was good. Again, you told how her introduction was great. Both are the same in a different context. So that's something you can work on so that you don't overshoot your time, and there are a few things you can avoid telling it, or there are a few things where you can connect the dots with. So because you had a lot of hours and proper, there were pauses in between, which actually took a break from the previous point and abruptly jumped to the next point. So try stitching all those dots so that you have a smooth evaluation. With that, can we have a huge round of applause for both the speakers and their evaluators? I know I'm rushing a little bit faster. If you feel that, you can always watch my recording at 0.9 speed. The reason why I'm rushing is you'll get to know in a little while. Next up, we have the title roles report, starting off with the timer, distinguished Toastmaster K Prabhakara.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. The business session took 2 minutes. as opposed to the allotted time of 3 minutes, well in time. Welcome by Sergeant at Arms SAA, it took 3 minutes, allotted time 2 minutes. President address 5 minutes, allotted 5 minutes taken. And introduction to Toastmaster of the evening 0.3 seconds, it could have been more, but 1 minute is the allotted time. Introduction of Toastmaster of the evening 30 seconds, fine, 1 minute allotted. Report on previous meeting, 2 minute allotted, 3 minutes taken, so excess time taken. Master of Ceremonies has taken within the time, but the tea time was little more. It was 18 minutes or almost 15 or 16 minutes. I think the samosas made the difference. I request us SAA not to bring that kind of stuff. So it takes so much time for people to eat it, and then samosa makes people talk a lot. So this is one of the things. But maybe this is the last meeting of the term, maybe that was his intention. That's fine. Then we move on to the project speech. One was in time, one exceeded time. The first one was 8.41 minutes, 8 minutes 41 seconds. Second speech was within time, that is 5 minutes 56 seconds. Both the speeches were allotted, maximum time was 7 minutes, with a margin of course of 30 seconds. Table topic time allotted is 20 minutes, but it took 28 minutes. I think I don't want to comment on why it took. That is the job of the general evaluator. Maybe he has to explain and find out why it went on. Okay. Then evaluator 1, Sai Snehal took 3.5 minutes. Second evaluator 4 minutes 10 seconds. So far the general evaluation has been on since 7:50. That is almost now 15 plus 1, 16 minutes on. Okay, you have 5 more minutes to wind up.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster K Prabhakara, sir. One suggestion I have, what I noticed that many members missed on the timer cards, especially it was green, so you could have shown it a little higher or kept it for a longer period, so that, because sometimes I saw that people were still focusing here, the flag was up and down. So probably they missed the flags there. So a little longer or a little higher would help them out. So that's the only suggestion.
May I respond to that? The idea why I told is if I keep moving this, it distracts. So I keep it down. The idea is not to distract the speaker. Sometimes they forget the lines. So the idea was that. That's why I have had a horrible situation with that kind of situation. People waving like this, like railway flag. So I wanted to avoid.
We definitely won't recommend
No, that's
it.
fine.
Yes, that's it.
No, everything there is a reason. Is there? Just explain.
Move on to the next role taker, that is the Archonta by Toastmaster Sachin.
So here's the report as the Archonta. So before I start, just wanted to say certain names will be repeated twice because they have taken up the role as well as they have done the table topic. So just a note. So starting off with the role takers, Toastmaster Shreya 1 hour, Toastmaster Pavani 2 hours, Toastmaster Sakshi 1 hour, Toastmaster K Prabhakara flawless, Toastmaster Rachana 1 hour, Toastmaster Jyothi 1 pause. Now coming to the prepared speeches, the first speaker, Toastmaster Madhusudan, 1 repeated word so. Evaluator, Toastmaster Sai Snehal flawless. And the second speaker, Toastmaster Sindhushree, 1 repeated word and. The evaluator, Toastmaster Latha, 3 hours. Now coming to the table topic speech, table topic master, Toastmaster Apoorva, 2 hours. Now coming to the speakers, Toastmaster Chetan, 1 repeated word so. Toastmaster Deepa, 2 hours. Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa, 1 hour. Toastmaster Jyothi, 2 hours. Toastmaster Rahul flawless. Toastmaster Malegiri 1 hour. Toastmaster Rachana 1 hour. Toastmaster K Prabhakara 1 hour. Toastmasters Shuba 6 hours and 1 repeated word and General Evaluator Toastmaster Udanka flawless, Toastmaster Prakriti flawless. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sachin, for that flawless report. Moving on next is the Parliamentary Procedure Evaluator by Toastmaster Jyothi.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. We'll not sweat on the small stuff because there was not much, but that could also have been avoided. There was one phone ring by the guest, so maybe we can avoid from the next time. And there was some movements here while the general evaluation was going on, writing on the board, that can be done during the networking break, so we can avoid that. And apart from that, I think everything was good. So thank you and happy
Definitely minor things won't matter, but while it is speech delivery, it does matter. Moving on with the final role, that's the Grammarian, Toastmaster Rachana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa and Udanka. So I realized one oversight. I think I forgot to explain the meaning of the word in my effort to be humorous. The word of the day is sagacious, and it means being wise, insightful, or shrewd in practical matters. Anyway, coming to the good usages, and there were a plethora of good usages today. So let's start with the good words. Of course, as popularized by our Toastmaster of the day, sagacity, forte, sinophile, altruistic, affiliative. And I thought this was really interesting because I didn't know the meaning of this. So it's been used in the context of affiliative leadership, and that basically means management style focused on building strong relationships and a harmonious, positive work environment. Bureaucratic, harmonizing, cemented, cajole, rehash, enrage, oblige, rejuvenate, articulated. Now, a couple of phrases that really stood out were an anaconda of rejections coiled around him. And I think some phrases, they're very unexpected in the words that they use, and I think that's the best thing about them. Small in scale, massive in its emotional weight, carbon copy. It's easy to hold the helm when the sea is calm. Uncanny knack, organized chaos. Just 2 to 3 points of improvement. Talking bad could have been talking badly of him. What is all this about could have been what is this all about. Which tells about could have been which indicates or points to. Explaining him could have been explaining to him, and what she did special could have been what she did specially well. That's it. Thank you. The word of the day was used 3 times by Toastmaster Sakshi.
Never too late to realize that you had not given the meaning and you gave it out. It's never too late for us all to start learning. With that, we have covered the reports from the evaluators and the TAPG team. Let's now move on to the next session, that was table topics session by Toastmaster Apoorva. Toastmaster Apoorva, you had a perfect start for the session. You had the explanation of what table topics is. You had also an explanation of how the topics would come today. Then a small gist of how you are connecting the dots for the topics were on place. The topics were good. It was something at least the youths can relate, because we are mostly on Instagram, so that's something we can relate. The points where you can improve on is the pace, though I'm giving my report fast, but yes, pace is something you can work on, because as you know, many speakers repeatedly ask for the topic, so give a pause, give them the gist of what you want to say, tell the topic, give a pause, repeat the topic. That's how you will be able to get the audience and they'll be able to sink in. That's one thing. Second is try connecting from one topic to another topic. Try picking out something from some liners from the speakers, connect it with the next topic. That's why you have a balanced connection there. If not, you can, if you are having 1, 2, 3 as an order, if you can connect 1 and 4, go for it. Second, you can connect back later. So that's something you can work on. And finally, the roles. So we know you started giving all members something. You can avoid is if you are running out of time is TAPG roles, because the whole purpose of Toastmasters meeting is someone who should not miss out on speaking for a meeting. And TAPG team would have spoken in for a minute or two, so that's something you can avoid if in case there is a time constraint. And finally, the person who withhold the meeting, Toastmaster, great Toastmaster Sakshi. Toastmaster Sakshi, I really like the charm of you behind the stage, and the smile what you carry is something you can easily connect with the audience. That's, you keep it up, that will be amazing brownie point for you. Next up, the personal story. You brought in your personal story, how chaotic the train journey you had to go and your friend pitched in helped you out. That was smooth flow. The moment you finish your personal story, it's now for us to connect with the topic, and that's where you pitched in the Toastmaster chaotic things. The small things where we struggle, and that Toastmaster linkage of how we can connect, followed by the Toastmaster history. The flow was perfect, it was a smooth road. And the language, as I told you, you carry a smile, and the word of usage is what you use, just like how Grammarian mentioned, it was perfect. Some points you can also improve on is the speeches, evaluations maybe. Once we know both the speeches are same and the evaluation are right, you can ask the first speaker to read, first evaluator to read out the project guidelines. For second, you can say as this project guidelines is same, we'll be skipping on to adjust the timings. That's one thing. Though that is 30 seconds to 1 minute, we definitely will save up on time. Next is the notes. As I would never say for MC, notes are not necessary. For MC, notes are necessary because it's a different person or a different perspective and different habits. The introductions are sometimes huge, small, so that would definitely require. But I would definitely say avoid notes for something we know for sure it is there. Just like, for example, the Toastmaster session. The first session is prepared speeches, the second is table topics, the third is evaluation. So for those sessions, you don't need to refer the notes because we know on a daily basis, weekly basis we are here. So you can look up to the audience and connect well. So these were the 2 pointers. With that, amazing Toastmasters of the day done. Keep that smile always and continue. It will be a great. Can we have a huge round of applause? The general observations for the meeting is something for the Sergeant at Arms team is that 2 points. One is the ballot, second is the chairs. You know, no matter if we have less strength counted on the Google WhatsApp group, be ready for extra. Be ready with extra chairs. It's okay. That's something. And second is the ballots. Be mindful because I saw the movements during the evaluation session. So that's something you can keep in note. And one more suggestion I have in general for the entire team or the entire club is that I've been lately observing that people come, just do the role and leave. I'm sorry to say this, but Toastmasters is not a platform where you do that. We are here to learn, and learning is possible only when we get feedback and how we can progress. That's something we can wait. At least if, in case you're not available, that we don't need to come. I mean, no, Toastmasters is not the only commitment we have. We have our personal commitments, so that's something you can work on. If you're coming to the meeting, make sure you stay throughout, at least till you get your evaluation back, so that's where you can improve on. I will never say it's always you need to stay because some emergency situations will appear, that time it's okay, but not every time. And one last thing I've asked us to do is the wind up the entire term because today is the last final showdown. Starting off with the Sergeant at Arms, I can never say that you did not do a good job with snacks. Snacks are amazing throughout the term. Let it be festival time, let it be the final time, you had proper snacks in place. Well done, good job done. You also balanced your role as well as your Toastmaster role by giving speeches and taking up roles. That was really good. Done well, amazing job done. Followed by the secretaries, the both Associate Shreya and Associate Jyothi. Something what I like this year is that adding of the scorecard in the MOM so that we know where we stand. That's something we did really well. Next up is the treasurer. We know how the payments are done. If we are all standing today in the club, that's because of our treasurer. He has done our renewals on time, and that's that. Up next is the Vice President of Public Relations, Toastmaster Saket. We have seen the posters circulating everywhere. That was amazing job done. VP membership. We are again at good DCP points. We are at full houses because of the memberships. Good job on that. VP Education, we had a number of education thoughts. We had equal amount opportunity to give us speeches, take up roles. Very good job done there. And coming to the Madam President, you would hold the team. That was great. Now coming to the points where the next team can focus on is something what I've observed throughout the term is one, if in case there is a backout of role or if there are no role takers, ExCom can pitch in and help the role taker, filling the role takers. It's not only about backups, even in filling, because what I've observed or when I've worked closely with the VP sometimes is that people start backing out or kind of have lost interest in taking up roles for some reason. I don't know why. It's not only in Mekwan, it's in the Toastmasters, as I've observed. ExCom can take up the responsibility in pushing the members. I don't say you go ask for the roles, but push the members to take up as a mentors, as a club ExCom members, push members to take up roles, because as we all know, Toastmasters is a platform where we can improve by learning. And one final say before I leave the stage to the team is, it was a great term. It was amazing to see our flags held up high with 10 prestigious distinguished points, all the possible awards what we won at Crescendo. With that, wishing all the very best for the upcoming team, and back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, TTA Udanka. What a wonderful meeting we had today, full of stories, impromptu speaking section, and a reflection. Of course, snacks as well. Don't sweat the small stuff, but do savor the small joys. We heard about mistrains, leadership lessons, standing strong through storms, and the power of impromptu thinking. Each moment reminded us that while life may grow little hurdles our way, it's our mindset, our ability to stay calm, composed and curious that truly defined us. Let's hold the spirit of this theme close to our hearts. Don't sweat the small stuff. Laugh, learn, grow, and remember, even when the train is already gone, there is always another one waiting. Thank you all for your presence and energy. Now, to bring this memorable meeting to a close, I would like to hand the stage back to a person who is responsible, who ensures our club keeps running week after week smoothly. Please welcome Toastmaster Pavani, our president, on the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sakshi. Once again, a very good evening, everyone. Now, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our area director, Toastmaster Prakriti. Let's give it a huge round of applause. And a couple of guests were not been addressed in the session morning. So now I would like you to introduce about yourself, like in 1 or 2 lines, how you got to know about our club. So, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Deepa, and I am a CA finalist, currently pursuing my articleship. So, as a CA student, things get a little closed door, when you're at home studying and all of that. But at school, I've always had a passion for speaking and going on stage. So I want to hone that skill and build on it and try to write good speeches and deliver good speeches. So that's the reason why I wanted to join Toastmasters Club. And in CA, we are now beginning to have a lot of platforms where we're getting opportunities to speak, and that's where I felt like I want to make myself better and go on stage, and that's the reason I come across this club.
Thank you, you're at the right place. Yourself. Yeah. Just 1 or 2 lines of introduction and how you got to know about the club.
Hi everyone, I am Aditi. I work as a product lead in Startup. I just saw the post from my friend Sakshi. I just asked that, I wanted to see that what does Toastmasters, how they held sessions and all. So that's how I got to know, and maybe I will be the part of, upcoming sessions as well. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you and welcome to our club. Now I would request Toastmaster Apoorva to make an announcement.
Fellow Toastmasters and dear guest, next Sunday, that is the 6th of July, will be the final session of the Youth Leadership Program. And we are thrilled to be hosting a showcase to celebrate the journey of these young leaders. You are all warmly invited to attend, support and cheer for the students as they step up on the stage to demonstrate the skills that they have developed over the years. It's a moment of pride for our club, and your presence will mean a lot. That being said, I am delighted to share that Adishwar, who was once a bright student of Youth Leadership Program that was conducted in the year 2019 by our very own DTM MU Bhatt, is now coming to a full circle. He will soon be a member of our very own Mekon Communication Club. It's truly inspiring to see how the seeds sown through our Youth Leadership Program are now blossoming into confident young communicators who are going to join our club being a Toastmaster. Please give him a round of applause. So we look forward to seeing you there and celebrating together. And please let us know if any of you are coming on 6th of July so that we can make the necessary arrangements. Thank you, and over to the president.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorva. I hope everyone have casted their vote on the ballot, if anyone left. Okay. Let's quickly declare the winners for today. Starting off with the best role taker, TAPG. It goes to our Grammarian Toastmaster Rachana. Coming to the best role taker, MTG. It goes to our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Sakshi. Coming to the best table topic speaker, it goes to a person who comes with a lot of enthusiasm and energy, Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa. Coming to the best evaluator for the day, it goes to Toastmaster Sai Snehal. Lastly, coming for the best speaker for today, Toastmaster Sindhushree. With that, I would like to close today's last meeting for the term, meeting number 1323.